What if I told you that in the next few minutes, you'll learn how to turn any meal into a gut healthy powerhouse quicker than it takes you to microwave your leftovers? Because I'm talking about adding 2 or 3 science-backed ingredients to transform any dish from harmful into gut friendly. Because this video is not about a total diet overhaul or some complicated chefy recipe. These are instant nutrition-approved upgrades that support your digestion, boost your energy, and basically give your immune system a high five. As a clinical nutritionist, I have seen these simple additions make a huge difference to my clients' gut health. And research shows that your gut bacteria can start changing within 24 hours just based on what you eat. So which means small food upgrades can make a big difference fast. So let me show you exactly how to upgrade your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Hi, I'm Leilani. I'm a qualified health practitioner and I'm a chef, and I am here to help you improve your gut health in minutes a day with simplified science-backed strategies that fit into everyday busy lives. So hit the subscribe button if you want to level up your health week by week. Now here's the simple 3-part formula. First up, your gut microbiome. It's those trillions of bacteria living in your digestive tract that impact everything from your mood to your metabolism. And they need 3 specific things to thrive. And you can think of your gut like a garden. You can't just throw seeds on concrete and expect flowers. You need soil, water, and sunshine, right? And your gut bacteria need the exact same kind of care. So here's the simple formula: prebiotic fiber plus probiotic foods plus polyphenol power. Each one is necessary and powerful in its own way. And each only takes under 60 seconds to add to any meal. So I recommend you aim to add at least 1 from each category per meal, so you can have all 3 in a day. And by the end of this video, you'll know which foods are prebiotic versus probiotic and why you desperately need both, how to eat fiber without bloating, how to get probiotics through food instead of expensive supplements, and how to turn any meal into a gut healthy powerhouse in under 60 seconds with my 3-part formula. Okay, let's start with the soil. So number 1, prebiotic fiber, that's the soil. The science here shows that prebiotics literally the food for your good gut bacteria. When you eat fiber, your gut eats it too, your gut bacteria, and then they ferment it and they produce short chain fatty acids like butyrate. And that starts to heal your gut lining, reduce inflammation, and it even impacts your brain health through something called the gut-brain axis. So most people eat maybe 10 grams of fiber a day, when you need at least triple that to improve the gut microbiome. But you don't necessarily need expensive supplements, because there are very super affordable foods, everyday foods, that you probably have in your cupboard right now. And one of my favorite ones is to throw in a can of beans. Black beans, chickpeas, butter beans are really great, white beans, into literally anything. Salads, soups, pastas, rice bowls. Just make sure that they're rinsed really well. And if you're struggling with beans, I have a cheat sheet called Prep Like a Pro that helps you eat them without the bloat. And I'll put the links below so you can grab that. But ideally you have to start with a small amount, like a tablespoon, and work your way up if you're not used to eating legumes, or start with more of a soluble fiber like oats or chia seeds first. And then on that note, added a spoon of chia or flaxseed to your breakfast or smoothie or yogurt, and that's going to help you build up the bacteria that break down the fiber. So I had a client that would bloat literally from everything, beans, oats, quinoa, and so she used that ancient prep cheat sheet that I spoke about, and now she can eat anything without bloating. So it's a lot about how it's prepared. And then building up your tolerance a little bit too can help. Moving on to number 2, the probiotic foods. So these are the seeds. And now prebiotics feed your gut bacteria. Probiotics are the good bacteria themselves, the live organisms. And fermented foods are nature's probiotics because they contain those live organisms that temporarily colonize your gut and support your gut microbiome diversity, which means better metabolism, stronger immunity, and even improved mood. And here's what I love about fermented foods. While supplements definitely have their place here, I recommend them more for specific conditions. But whole fermented foods can give you just multiple strains at the one time. Plus they've got the prebiotics and the postbiotics, if you know about that. So you're getting the complete package when you eat a fermented food. So how you can start to add it is you're gonna start small. So really small. I mean like 1 to 2 tablespoons a day is enough for most people. So that looks like a spoon of sauerkraut, the raw kind. I've got a video on that too, to make sure you buy the right one. And add that to your grain bowl or your salad or your sandwich, or you can add a dollop of full-fat Greek yogurt. You've got to look for the live active cultures on the label. You could have a small glass of kefir or kombucha with your meal. But here is something important. If you are new to fermented foods, your gut does need to adapt, and sometimes that can take 7 days. So you might even start with a smaller 1 teaspoon and gradually increase, because otherwise you can actually experience worse symptoms, so more gas and bloating as your microbiome adjusts. Think of it like introducing a new team member to your gut's ecosystem. They need time to find their place and start working together. So if you rush it, it's just going to cause too much chaos for everybody. Okay, so you've got the soil and the seeds, but here's what ties it together, the sunshine. And this is one of my favorites because usually people have these and it adds a lot of flavor. But before I show you that, I need to tell you something important. If you're reacting badly to healthy foods like prebiotics or probiotic fermented foods, and you get gassy and just uncomfortable, that kind of I can't eat anything feeling, that's actually a sign your gut microbiome is seriously out of balance and it does not fix itself. So these simple meal additions are amazing, but real gut healing requires a complete protocol. And it usually requires a time where you stop eating certain foods. And that's why I created this gut reset and repair program. It's a step-by-step roadmap for busy people who want to fix their gut at the root cause, not just mask the symptoms. And plus it has a work week menu with all the prebiotics, polyphenols, and probiotic rich foods in every meal. So it's everything you need to know so that you can actually enjoy the process. So I'll put the links in the description below. Go and check it out. All right, part 3. This is the polyphenol power. This is the sunshine, baby. So polyphenols are plant compounds that fight inflammation and feed different species of your good gut bacteria. And a 2024 study found people who ate more polyphenol-rich foods like herbs and spices had significantly higher levels of lactobacillus. And this is linked to better gut health and lower inflammatory bacteria. How do you find them? They're in colorful foods, real colorful foods. Like the anthocyanins that make the foods red or purple or blue arrive mostly intact in your colon when you eat them, and they feed up those bacteria families. So they're going to protect your gut barrier. And then there's curcumin, turmeric. It modulates gut bacteria for the better and reduces inflammation directly at the gut wall. And honestly, most people's plates look pretty beige and boring. So your gut microbes are color starved. So how you add it, try sprinkling some turmeric on rice or eggs or roasted vegetables, and add colorful foods like purple cabbage, red onions, blueberries, beets, pomegranates. And then you can also toss in some fresh herbs, parsley, cilantro, dill, or spices, ginger, cinnamon, garlic. Just there's so many different ones in these categories. And so here's a practical example of changing, say, a boring chicken and rice meal. You could add half a can of black beans, there's your prebiotics. A spoonful of sauerkraut, that's your probiotic, and add some fresh cilantro, coriander, they're your polyphenols. So you've just created a gut healthy meal in a minute. Now, why you need all three of them is because the probiotics need the prebiotics to work. So the studies comparing prebiotics alone versus prebiotics and probiotics, called symbiotics, show significantly better outcomes when you combine them together. And the biggest mistake that I see, this is what sabotages everything, is inconsistency. Your gut microbiome thrives on routine. They need to be fed. And feeding it with these three elements once a week isn't going to do anything. It'll hardly shift the needle at all. So think of it like going to the gym. If you went once a week, you're not really going to get big results. But if you go 4 times a week, 5 times a week, you're going to see a lot better results. It is the same thing with your gut. Your gut bacteria need consistent nourishment to thrive, multiply, and do their job, which is to protect your health, which is why most people aren't healthy, because their guts aren't. But here's the thing, good gut health isn't about overhauling your entire life overnight. In my experience working with hundreds of patients, massive sudden changes don't stick. So the real transformation comes by small, doable shifts over time. And that's why you should subscribe to my channel to learn how to do it week by week. Now, if this video did help you see that, it's not that complicated. Please hit like, subscribe, leave me a comment. That one click helps me show up for you every single week with strategies that actually fit into a busy life. So we're in this together, and let me know what's your favorite way to add all 3 Ps to one meal so we can all learn from each other. Now, if you love this simple formula, you're gonna love my next video where I show you the 5 healthy foods that are secretly destroying your gut and the simple swaps that fix it. Go and watch it now. Until next time, love your guts.